Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here and I cannot believe it's already time for my third quarter flip through in my daily journal. So if you've been around these parts for a while, you will know that this year I'm using a Wonderland 222 A5 notebook for my daily journaling. Have enjoyed using this. I love the Tomoe River paper. I won't be A5ing next year, but all will be revealed soon. So why don't we just get through this flip through and see what I have been filling my journal with for the last 3 months. Now let's just get this nicely in frame. So my cover page for July has a very wintry vibe because obviously in Australia, July is winter. I've just used magazine images to create this collage, sort of keeping it, you know, in wintry tones because that sort of well and truly covers it. Not that it gets that cold in southeast Queensland, but I like to play with the winter colours and vibes just for fun. So, very first spread, again, just using, I cut these circles. What I do when I harvest magazines, I don't just keep images. I also cut out interesting backgrounds. So all of these little circles were just done with a hole punch, a circle punch, and these are just backgrounds. They may be dress fabrics or wallpaper or whatever. And so I just went with a bit of a blue and gold sort of theme here. This little card I kept, delightful coffee shop we go to. Every time you order coffee, you get a little card that tells you what blend you're drinking that day. And I find that quite fascinating. So I popped that in my journal. So that is week number 1 done. Then I got my RACQ magazine and this gorgeous Aboriginal inspired artwork was on a page, and so I just cut bits out of that, and then I wrote in different colours each day, sort of trying to pick up some of the colours that were in this artwork. So another simple week. Then I got some washi tape samples. This was I bought these washi tapes off Temu in my first Temu haul, so I just popped some swatches down there. This is 52 weeks of me, a year-long project from Made in Mojave, I think it is. And the prompt for that week was my happy place, obviously the beach. This again is just simply a piece cut out of a magazine, and it's in my box of magazine cutouts. I've always got something fun there. And then, of course, a few stickers. So that was a nice easy one because obviously that's where I'm happiest. Even in winter, happy to walk along the beach because usually our weather here in southeast Queensland is very sunny. We get very little rain normally during winter. We got a bit more this year than in previous years, but even though it might be a bit chilly, it's still beautiful to walk along the beach. Then, now I can't remember what I did, but I had a bit of an accident somewhere, and I had to cover up that accident. So I just got some brown paper. It has light lines on it. It's from a notebook that I got from Daiso ages ago. And I just cut out patches and popped it down. I can't remember what I did wrong. It was a couple of months ago, but it was a mess. So I had to hide it. And then I just grabbed a few stickers and plopped them down to try and make that look a little bit more interesting, because that was at one stage a hodgepodge of a mess. The next week, I've just sort of gone for a bit of a coffee desk-y style theme, just torn out bits of grid paper to write the dates on. Also, unfortunately, lost a very dear friend of the family. So popped this out of the service book in as a gentle reminder that Prudence has left us. May she rest in peace. But that's sometimes you've got to put things in the journal, in your journal, that aren't happy. but it's always good to remember loved ones. Then this Saturday spread ended up becoming a whole day spread. That's why I never decorate in advance. I decorate, look, on most weeks I might go, okay, there's my theme, and I'll put a little bit of deco down, but I never go beyond that first week, so that when you have interesting things you want to pop into your journal, you have space. So Saturday the 29th of July, I went to my first Southeast Queensland Journal Keepers meetup in Brisbane City. This is all lovely little bits and pieces that we got from other people. Very creative. Like, I adore these boarding pass. Like, I mean, how cute is that? Even has my name on it, my Insta handle. I just love it. And so I just grabbed, I did start doing this on the day, but I got virtually none of it done because I was too busy talking and admiring all the beautiful things that were there. So not only were there lots of fabulous journals, there was inks and pens and all these fountain pens to play with. So I've just sort of added stationery themed stuff. This is part of a serviette from Starbucks that I did put down. That was sort of the only creative thing I think I really did while I was at that meetup. But what a fabulous day. And I obviously wanted to do a full spread for that. It did end up rolling over onto the next page too. One of the delightful ladies that came along hand painted these beautiful little wintry toned pieces for us, so I had to put that in there. That's the other part of my boarding pass. And then Louise, one of the organisers, did all these swatchings for us of gorgeous inks from Ferris Wheel Press, and it's such fine paper. I wanted it in my journal because otherwise it would have got lost, damaged, broken, whatever. So I ended up having a very large thing for that day, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. And then we just managed to sneak Sunday in down the bottom, and before you know it, it's already August. So I just went with a monochrome theme, all sorts of stickers from my stash. I thought black and white is a good colour toning for the middle of winter, so that's what we went with. And I carried the black and white theme over onto the first week. My baby girl's birthday, that's the little bit of colour there just to represent that. She turned 23. And then I've just used washi tape, all sorts of other bits and pieces, a little bit of tissue paper down there. This is also tissue paper that Happy Mail came in. So kept that very simple, lots of black and white. Then again, another very simple week with just some washi tape and a couple of little sticky bits. Always got room for some leaves. Don't tend to use too many flowers because it's winter. Then this was my first collage for, what is it? Seek, Gather, Create, I think it's called. They do it every August for 4 weeks. You're given a selection of prompts to gather and then create with. I think the prompts for this one, if I remember correctly, were crazy flowers or bold flowers, raindrops, a bear, and fish. So that's what I came up with for that week. Yes, Seek, Gather, Create, that's it. Then the next week, I know this does look a bit springy and florally, but it was quite amazing how warm this week was, even though August is still winter. And so I just, again, these pieces are just from a sheet of magazine that I cut out and then added a couple of little stickers. Then, oh, hang on, I've missed a week. Then again, this is the next week of Seek, Gather, Create. Now, what were our prompts? There was pebbles. There was, I should have written this down on here somewhere. Lime green. Oh my gosh, what were the other two prompts? Fabric. And what is the last one? Oh my gosh, I have forgotten what it was. Let me think. might have been Bling Jewels, because I seem to have used quite a bit of... Oh, I wish I'd written them down. I know I have them somewhere, but look, it really doesn't matter. That's what I came up with for that week. Then this week, my daughter and I were gifted a hot air balloon ride a couple of years ago. And then thanks to COVID and the fact that I will not go up in a hot air balloon, please don't ask me why. I have no idea. But even though I'm prepared to do many things, that's one thing I am not. So what we did, we booked a swim with the whales experience. So, of course, I had to keep their little brochure. And what I did, I put some white paper down, glued that together and used that for my notes. Unfortunately, on the day, we had the most amazing day. We saw lots of whales. We didn't actually get to swim with them because one of the passengers on board got really sick and we actually had to come back into the harbour at, we'd been out for 2.5 hours. So we did not get to swim, but we are able to rebook and go free of charge next year. So that's what we will do. We could have gone this year, but we just could not. My daughter and I couldn't get dates to match. So I knew I was going swimming with the whales. So I just went with a blue coloured theme, knowing I'd have something that I would want to stick in here. And so that's there. So of course, just kept everything nice and blue. This was the next Seek, Gather and Create. I think the prompts were mushroom, something smooth, stencil, and here we go again. Oh, and a leaf. There we go. That's right. So I just stenciled down some green leaves. Of course, I had this cute mushroom. And with this week, I wanted to use only one magazine to create the whole thing because otherwise I go into overload and it takes me hours. So this mushroom was on the cover of a Daphne's Diary and I went, look, I don't care. I'm going to find everything I need in that one edition instead of going through 20,000 trying to pick things. So that's how this spread came about. Then the next week, it is the final week of winter. On the 1st of September, it is officially the first day of spring. So I sort of did a bit of a wintry, we're heading into spring type collage arrangement. These are just all little bits that I have saved from magazine clippings. It's now September, so still a bit cool, but I definitely went for a spring themed intro page here, just using some stickers and little bits cut out of magazines as I usually do. This was one sticker sheet that I had that had these stickers left, so I decided I was going to use them all. And then on Saturday, we went to what was called the Spirit of Peregrine Long Lunch. It was a fundraiser for Katie Rose Cottage Hospice. These are the people that looked after my daddy in his final couple of days. Sorry, I still get emotional because it was only a year ago I lost my dad. But they did this amazing luncheon. 3 restaurants here on the Sunshine Coast donated the food and it was absolutely spectacular. It was a beautiful sunny day. We sat there and drank great wine, ate great food, all to raise money for Katie Rose Hospice. So yeah, a little bit sad, but an absolutely stunning day. So luckily I had this little menu, so I decided to tip that in. Then the next week, I got these gorgeous freebies from Papershire. She does these so cute cartoon things, like this cute little bunny is one of her main little featured things, and she did all these coffee themed ones. So I'm in her Facebook group and I just printed out these printables and then sort of found this washi tape in my stash, which I thought was the perfect colors to complement those. So very happy about that. And the week, of course, my actual writing turned out a bit bigger than what it would normally do. So that's why I've obviously gone over to the next page. And again, that's why I don't decorate in advance, because if I had decided everything was going to fit in on here and my next week had already been done, I would have been in trouble. So always 1 week at a time for me. These are very pale, but they're a gorgeous set of spring themed washi tapes, a set I got from Kmart. They're the best value. It's $5 for a whole set, and these are the prettiest of spring colours, so I had to pop the samples down there. Then this week I had been chopping up a few magazines, and I had this yellow strip, so for some reason I decided, oh look, that's where we'll start. And then I found a bit of wattle, and then I found a yellow, I think that's supposed to be a rose, bit more wattle. Oh, look at a little yellow pot. So we had a yellow and green theme develop literally out of nowhere. That's how I sometimes do my weekly pages. Then this week here, beautiful Sakura style washi tape. I think I got this from Daiso a while ago, as well as a sticker sheet, so I just used some of those. And it was my Mama Bear's birthday, so I found this pretty pink cake in my stash, which I thought was a perfect match for this. And voila, before you know it, it's now October. I have done my cover sheet for October using the printable kit that I made for sale in my shop. That was in my last video, if you'd like to have a look. And we are ready for October. I like to do Halloween theme for the whole month. I went with black and orange for my cover page. I might do black and green for 1 week, etc. I have no idea yet. I've got lots of things to play with, thanks to the printable I put together, because I love the colours, I love the fun of Halloween, so I just do that through my whole monthly spread. So that will be in my next flip through. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please pop them down in the comments box below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I know it does help my content to be shared with others. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.